Over here is a facelifted Polestar 2, and this brings me down to a very big question. Should Tesla and the Chinese car manufacturers like BYD, MG and Hongqi, should they all be worried? Now, as part of the facelift, Polestar has abandoned the front-wheel drive layout. Instead, they've resorted to a rear-wheel drive layout. But this particular Polestar 2 right here is an all-wheel drive. In fact, this is a top-of-the-range all-wheel drive. This particular body paint is called Midnight. You get a 20-inch 4 multi-spoke wheel. Looks amazing. And also, nice, beautiful orange, yellowish calipers. Now, both front seats are electrically adjustable, and these are ventilated Napa leather seats. Light ash deco. Sounds quite posh. And of course, you get those nice yellowish orange seat belts, the exact same color as the calipers. Now just be careful with this particular leather because in long terms it can get stained. All 4 doors get keyless entry, and speaking of Volvo, you get the Volvo quality. Listen to the door. It is bulletproof, literally nothing budges. Being associated with Volvo, it is so family friendly and cozy in the back. Oh, the seat is so cozy, I could literally sleep here. Just right above the rearview mirror and the lightings, you see a reflection of the Polestar because there's a lighting just right above, reflecting onto the window. That's very cute. And of course, being associated with Volvo, you get parking sensors at the front and a 360-degree parking camera. Now underneath the bonnet, you get additional storage space, very ideal for your recharge cables. This Polestar 2 has a range of 568 kilometers and it has 350 kilowatts of power. How amazing is that? Now, originally, the Polestar brand had absolutely nothing to do with the Volvo brand because this was started in the 90s. It was a racing car brand. But then in the 2010s, that was when they started having connections with Volvo. Originally, they were just an upper trim level for Volvo cars. They were supposed to be what's like Fiat has of Abarth and what Seat had of Cupra. Now they are their own brand. But from what I've observed, their principle at the moment is to be electric. They're supposed to be electric cars that have resemblance to Volvo cars. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but if we study the Polestar 2 from this angle, it reminds me of a Volvo sedan from the 1980s and 90s. Now, obviously, this is a typical Volvo identity for the rear light. Various angles, we can establish it looks like a mishmash between a Volvo S60 and a Volvo XC40, and rightfully, it is actually based on the same platform as the Volvo XC40, which is why it shouldn't come as a surprise when we look at the interior. The interior looks very similar to the Volvo XC models, like the XC40 in particular. Now, you may have noticed the window is actually narrow compared to traditional Volvo cars. That's actually for safety reasons. But there's some problems I've just noticed. First of all, despite the obvious aims to looking sporty, why do you get what looks like a fake air vent right here? To open the back door of the Polestar 2, you have to push the button underneath over here. And this is a similar thing I've noticed on the Volvo EX30 and the Volvo EX90, I believe. They have the buttons isolated here. Now, this is a very confusing system, but then the door does open automatically. So at least that's a plus. Now, just because the Polestar 2 is now a rear-wheel drive, don't worry, there's still additional space. A lot of space underneath over here. Looks great. And in terms of practicality solutions, it's wonderful. You get a belt right here. You get the 12-volt socket, tether points on the side. Now, just one thing to watch out for is that the boot lip sticks out very proudly. This is another problem because in long terms, you're going to accidentally scratch the boot lip. This is something you really have to be careful with. All right, now it is time to check out the interior of the Polestar 2. So my first impression is, wow, ease of entrance, wonderful. It's great, it's electric seating adjustments. And I like how your seating memory is just right onto the door down there, next to the very slim door pocket. Oh dear, the door pocket is so small. I highly doubt it will hold my water bottle still. For this segment, and given that this is Volvo related, these have to be one of the most questionable door bins I've ever seen. Yeah, this is very questionable. Small door bin that's very short and very narrow. It's like almost as if it's meant for a folder. The door handle is also quite interesting. Unique concept, which I'm not a fan of personally, but it looks nice. At least it's good. Just something I have to get used to. Every time I let go of the steering wheel latch, for some reason it moves 1 millimeter towards the right. Now another thing I found a bit odd is this huge trim right here. Like, I like how it cocoons you and everything. It's good, it's pleasant, but it's like it sticks out. It gets in the way. It's, you know, it's like it's kind of intruding, if you know what I'm saying. You get this huge bit of trim right here, and it's like, this is the first thing I notice when I'm looking towards my screen. And for the interior, it's a very similar concept to Tesla and Volvo cars in the sense, very little buttons, everything is on the screen. Good, I'm impressed. Let's talk about practicality. So you get one cup holder right there and another cup holder hidden in there, but to use this cup holder that's hidden, oh, you can even remove it out. Okay, to use this cup holder that's hidden, you have to keep this central console thing open, and which means you don't have any armrest at this point if both cup holders are in action. Okay, just something I have to get used to. Okay, and there's additional storage space hidden underneath here, and I can see it also on the passenger side. It's good. You get a wireless telephone recharge, but the way it's positioned, it's a bit bizarre. Like, if I had left it there and after a long drive, I would have forgotten I left it there. So it's something I have to get used to. When it comes to the glove box, what? You get a huge glove box on the surface, but when you open it, it's average for its segment. And you don't even get a glasses holder, but you do get a panoramic roof. And when it comes to outside visibility, it's a bit on the limited side, depending on your seating adjustments. Like, for instance, looking outside from the front, it's good, but there's this narrow gap. And then looking on the sideways, the window is quite narrow. Now, when it comes to the infotainment system, something interesting is going on. Over here, you get an Android system for your mapping. It's exactly like what you'd see on Google Maps. So it's definitely not on par with the BMW or the Volkswagen group. But hey, since it is Google Map, you do get details like the incline and certain things. Depends. Like, if you have it on 3D mode, I believe there is options to have it on 3D mode. Onto the instrument cluster, there's another map right here, and it looks very suspiciously like what the PSA group usually gets. It's like Stellantis or something. Huh. Now it's time to check out the back seats of the Polestar 2. Alrighty, back seat. So I get inside, and I was impressed about the ease of entrance from outside, but then as soon as you sit inside the car, you're met with some harsh realities. When I entered, my knee made contact with the back of the passenger seat, the front passenger seat, and the back of the front passenger seat is hard plastic. Although I have a lot of knee room, but my feet room is quite limited for some reason, because underneath the passenger seat there's this huge fabric, and I just don't know what its purpose is. Headroom is okay, but it's not the best. That's all I can say. Headrest is a bit on the firm side, and then you get this armrest right here, which has no strap to pull onto, but you just have to pull it down with a bit of struggle, and it's fine. 2 cup holders of fixed sizes, but it is plastic in there, easy to wipe clean and everything. You get 2 air vents right here, that's good, and a USB point right there. Heated rear seats, decent, and back seat pockets are net, so it's very flexible. That's good. But the door bin is small compared to average. That's all I can say. Practicality, you just do not look at this Polestar 2 for practicality. Look at it for the style. How about that? So here's my conclusion of the Polestar 2. For a price of 72,000 euros, I have to say that this Polestar 2 is good value for money. It's not perfect, but it is actually probably one of the good value for money crossover sedan electric car you can find. Now, it is like a crossover SUV, but with one of the lowest suspension setting possible, and it is just excellent to look at. It looks gorgeous. It has this Volvo image to it. Very interesting. For its price, you get this Volvo design. It's electric and it is sporty thanks to those colorful calipers and thanks to those colorful seat belts. It is interesting to look at. It is wonderful to look at. But then to sit inside, you notice there's a bit of odd things going on, because the exterior has this family appearance to it, right? It looks like a typical Volvo. We expect family friendliness. But as soon as you're sat inside, you're greeted with a lot of, well, style, but less practicality solutions. It's not as much compared to a real Volvo car. And then the back seat was a bit on the cramped side, especially for an adult. Children are going to enjoy it though. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. I will see you all next time.